But this is Steve Bruce. This is Cycling Greek with Ruel.
Hello,
Carago. And I'm going to do something a little different here. This interview is going to be a voiceover for the climb we just did. So you guys don't have to look at our pretty faces and look at some action. So Mr. Ruel is, we call him Mr. Double because he's done 92 doubles so far.
About, yeah.
And you got 8 more to go before you hit your 100.
Yeah.
And then after he hits his 100, he'll go for 200. Or he'll have a double-double. How has the smoke affected your training?
What smoke?
Okay.
Smoke or not smoke, you still gotta ride.
Yeah, call me that.
I'm from LA,
Are you?
Southern Cal, so I don't see even the mountains when just right next door to us.
See, I'm a little concerned about the smoke, so I'm getting ready for my 1 double a year that I'm doing in second week of October, the Bass Lake double. But I have not been doing as much riding or climbing as I have in past years to get ready for this event. How late in the day do you ride? So when you finish your ride, what time is it usually on these Saturday rides?
Oh, Saturday rides before noon, before 2 o'clock. I gotta get back. I got family.
Okay, so you don't have to. So the smoke hasn't accumulated that much or dropped through the valley that much.
Right.
Yeah, because pretty much I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting up. Like today, I got up and started my ride a little before 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just to get some miles.
Yeah.
To go to where the climbs are, at least for me, because I got to do multiple climbs, which I have not been doing. Have you been doing multiple climbs? I mean, you've been.
No. I've got my next double is going to be the volunteer Bass Lake. September 4th. So that's 212,000 feet. Then I got the next weekend, it's going to be White Mountain double, another 12,500 feet. Then you got 508 the following weekend, 508 miles, then in Reno.
So how many miles do you usually put on a week?
200.
Let's say right 200? Yeah, okay.
200 or 300.
Oh, okay, because mine's less than 200 right now. Yeah, more like 150.
This is actually the beginnings. I start my season around June anyways.
Okay.
Then I get stronger until December.
And they have doubles there's some doubles in December too, don't
Yeah, it gets cold.
Yeah, and so you have to make sure you have your lights.
Yeah. That's my last one, the first weekend in December.
What time does that double start? Like 5:30?
5:30, yeah.
And you have...
6 o'clock, yeah.
So what time does the daylight usually start when you don't need your lights? About
6, 7,
forward, about 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, and then, but when you're finishing at what time?
5:30.
Okay, so you're finishing in the
usually.
light still.
Sure, usually. Yeah, usually with that particular double, it's only 8,000, 8,500 feet
Okay.
climbing, so it's not too bad.
Is that one out of the LA area?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Southern Cal. Pepperdine, Malibu.
I'll have to take a look at that one.
That's a good one.
Hey, cycling community. Hope you enjoyed that interview with Mr. Double, Raul Carago. That was a spur-of-the-moment interview at a rest stop on the top of the climb that you're looking at right now. This was a good, tough ride for me. I started off with 34 miles of endurance and upper endurance, steady pacing to get to the start where everyone else was. Raul here actually did about 15 miles from where he lives to get to the start. At the start was a lot of my team plus a lot of other fast riders. So the pace from the gun was race pace. We held this pace to most everyone else's turnaround point. While everyone else went back, Raul and I picked up another rider and we continued on to the base of this climb where that other rider continued on the loop and Raul and I went up. And that pacing to the base of this climb was quite strong. For me, the start of this 6.7 mile climb that averages about 7.5% starts at about the 72 mile mark. While I am at a light, for me, 163 pounds, Raul is about 130 pounds. I must be having a pretty good day if I'm able to hang with them at this point. He's pushing me all the way. My wattage is usually ranging from the high 200s to the low 300s. For me at this point in the ride, that's a pretty good wattage. Raul reaches the 2 mile respite section just ahead of me, and we leave the respite section together. At that point, I'm starting to set a pace that's challenging him. The distance is starting to grow between us, and it stays like that for a couple miles. All of a sudden, with about 2 miles to go to the top, I start to slow. Raul keeps his pace steady, catches and passes me at the S-turn right before the intermediary walls. The pacing I did for 90 miles to get to the start, the race pace after that, the steady strong pacing after that, and then this climbing pacing we were doing has all caught up to me. I was doing a little better than crawling after that. It took me over 25 minutes to get to the top when it should have taken me less than 15. The reason I'm doing the strong pacing training for a double century is because I'm not able to do a lot of miles nor a lot of climbing. Due to the smoke that's accumulated on the valley floor, due to the fires that are going on in the rest of the state. For the last couple of months, I have not been able to climb over 6,000 feet during a single ride. Once we got to the top, we did a quick interview and proceeded down on what we call the Alder Descent. We met up with another very strong rider and we pushed it back all the way to the group start. While it took me less than 6 hours to go 100 miles, I was thankful that they went on their own ways because it took me almost 90 minutes to go 22 miles to get back home. Again, if you can't get the miles in, you can't get the climbing in, you have to make sure you get that sweet spot pacing in. I hope you like this video. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.